This mutant problem is a little...
What mutant problem?
complicated.
What exactly are you Professor of, Mr. Logan?
Art.
Chances are, more people will recognize Wolverine than they will Hugh Jackman. After all, Ryan Reynolds' boyfriend is a badass mutant. There's no two ways about it. You give Wolverine a cigarette and he'll use thunderbolts to light it. Over the years, Logan's roamed this earth and blessed us with his kick-ass action and kickass-ier personality. So we had to do not one, not two, but 5 series to show just how badass he is.
Call me old-fashioned.
So let's finish the Wolverine swan song on a high. Here are the top 10 badass Wolverine scenes for a 5th time.
Because of these.
Hey, Logan.
Hi, Jean.
Kill me.
I love you.
Mind so messed up, it could give Nurse Ratched a run for her money. Logan's a tragic being, and the curse of living for centuries is that the pain gets accumulated. You get healed from the physical wound, but the mental scars stay. So when Charles was invited to check out the party inside Logan's head, it gave him quite a reality check. Logan goes back in time to correct the course of time, but instead, he got a limp Charles Xavier. Morally limp, guys, okay? Morally. So anyway, Charles can't continue looking into the pain of mutants everywhere with the Cerebro, so he taps out. Little did he know, the guy standing beside him has been carrying more pain for decades, and he still manages to crack a joke or two when needed. That gave Charles some much needed balls as he went ahead with the mission. Badass inspiration, Logan, indeed.
I don't want your suffering. I don't want your future.
Past my future.
Now, if you thought Logan was only a gritty western thriller in a mutant world, well, you're wrong. It's also a Fast and Furious movie because
I don't have friends. I got family.
Logan has his old pal Charles Xavier and his newfound daughter to save, and he goes badass, this time sitting behind the wheel. So the gang pretty much want X-23 dead, but they have to go through driver Logan and his Chrysler. Logan tries to break through the wire barrier, but it doesn't turn out well. So he turns what he has into a badass death trap, and he tops it off with a crazy, heart-in-the-mouth railway crossing scene that could have easily gone sideways. This is another of those times when Logan doesn't have to use his claws to show us who's the boss. He just used a tiny little brain and left Charles embarrassed in the back seat.
Sting a little.
He'll get you with his claws, he'll get you with his jokes. Logan wore many hats, and this time he was at his sarcastic best. So the Sentinels have pretty much killed all the X-Men, so now it's time for a little bit of time travel. Professor X can't go back in time to convince his younger self because now he's an old boomer. So the job's entrusted with the ever-dependable Logan. But Charles Xavier warns that his young self wasn't exactly a jolly good fellow, and as we've seen already, he was actually quite miserable. But Logan takes the opportunity to lighten up the situation and says,
Patience is my strongest suit.
seriously, we all associate Logan with ferocious, loud animal spirit, so telling him to be patient didn't really fly well. But surprisingly, Logan did help young Charles and showed a lot of patience. Good guy, Logan.
That's why I know would never turn his back on someone who lost their path.
The good old times when animation looked like this and our mutant this. So Magneto's doing Magneto stuff and finding ways to either kill humans, enslave humans, or turn humans into mutants. This time he's using young Rogue, but he has Logan to go through. Like the brave soldier he is, Logan puts himself forward when no one could do jack shit, fully knowing that he really didn't stand a chance in front of Magneto. Anyway, so Logan jumps in, and thanks to a little bit of a push from Storm and Jean, he goes straight for the kill. Magneto swoops in time and a nice little tussle starts. Things get really tense for a few seconds, but right at the last moment, Cyclops gets his shot. Because plot armor. So Logan does the hero work, destroys the machines, and ends up saving Rogue. And just like that, courageous hero Logan saves the day yet again. As if he hasn't done enough saving for the day, we move on to another time Logan totally saved not one, but a bunch of young mutants. Stryker's got the young kids for good. He wants to experiment and torture them to death, so Logan comes forward for his love. This is a great hero moment that shows how badass Logan can be. He takes on the guards and rips through his enemies like they're nothing. And if you thought that's as much as badass as he could be in one scene, well, you're totally wrong. Logan goes ahead and absolutely destroys Deadpool. Wade Wilson's known for his constant ramblings, and that's what makes his equation with Wolverine so awesome, because you know, opposites attract. Before he gets on with the fight, he takes a dig at his now sealed mouth.
Stryker finally figured out how to shut you up.
Although, judging by the kind of weapons Deadpool had, Logan could tone it down a little. Trust Logan to not only disrupt a great rousing speech and absolutely say things no one has the balls to say, like this one. So Magneto's showing what spending too much time with Charles does to you. Make you give speeches all the time. So he's harping on like a broken record. Mutant good, human bad, Zack Snyder good, Josh Whedon bad. I mean, I do totally wish he said the last part. Anyway, so Eric's trying to sway some opinions towards him, but Logan totally sees through the bullcrap. He doesn't waste time or mince words and stands up to Magneto's lies. Magneto isn't the messiah of the mutants, as he's trying to portray himself to be. He's in it for his own game. To spare no second thought and stand up against someone who could kill you in seconds really takes some balls.
You're so full of shit. If you were really so righteous, it'd be you in that thing. I'm gonna cut your goddamn head off. See if that works.
This is brotherly love on a whole different level. Creed and James just love to hate each other, and when they meet up occasionally, things do get tense, like really tense. Wolverine and Sabretooth are stepbrothers. They have the same mother, but their mother was a bit adventurous. After killing his father, little James depended on his big brother, and the two survived practically everything. They even served in wars together. Things changed when both enrolled in the Weapon X program, and Sabretooth got a bit teeny-weeny jealous of his younger brother's powers. Things became more toxic than Johnny Depp's marriage, and the brothers turned into sworn enemies. So whenever they meet, they just try to kill each other. Totally normal stuff. This guy really doesn't get tired of putting himself on the line on every goddamn mission, does he? So when no one was prepared to go back to the past, convince a nihilistic Charles to convince uncontrollable Magneto to convince a Mystique in a killing spree not to do whatever she's been doing, and do all of these just in time and then come back to the future safely, it was Logan who came forward. You know, for someone who's always unimpressed with humanity, Logan's a very optimistic person indeed. He does things fully knowing he can die at any moment, but he still makes the mission more successful.
Patience is my strongest suit.
Logan doesn't have clouded judgment, and it's proved once again. He's a man on a mission, and he doesn't let distractions deter him either. So when Marika offered him to stay with her in Japan, Wolverine did what only Wolverine could do: leave. Marika's literally an empress, and just look at her. Who would say no to her? Only Logan, of course, because he's been hiding far too long, and it's time to get back to the world and do some good. He's like a typical soldier with a higher call of destiny and everything. But this was really a bold move. On second thought, Wolverine is ready to die for Jean, and he's also ready to kiss random girls.
These are confusing times.
I already have a job.
Lumberjack. 18 grand a year?
18.5. Plus, I haven't had to kill anyone in a while.
Starting to miss it.
Right about now, I am.
Okay, riddle me this.
Because I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do best isn't very nice.
So who am I? I'm Logan, of course, because no man can have a swagger like him and have the confidence to own up his animal self. After living in this body for decades, Logan's really understood himself. He's accepted who he is and doesn't fight it. And he's also super confident in his craft. So when Kayla shows her doubt, Logan promptly says, "I got you, girl." He has a highly specific skill set and no one can beat him in his own game. But that's some sheer confidence to own up to your superpowers like that. Wolverine's always been a badass character, even when he doesn't do anything. He could be chilling on a park bench, smoking a cigar, and that would be the coolest thing you would have seen all year. So we've rolled out 5 volumes of Wolverine being an absolute Chad, and we'd love to know your favorite moments featuring Logan. Click the card on your top right to check out my Wolverine playlist. Like the video, share it with your friends, and show some love to Hugh Jackman for the years of amazing work as the Wolverine. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the TV Regent, because things are about to become more exciting.